Hey, Jay, 10 points from your top line. Just how dominating were they, what you saw from them tonight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously made some plays on those goals, and they're spectacular. I'd go to their checking, though. I would talk about their checking skills, the way they defended. You know, that line, I think Connor and Leon both finished +4. You know, when our best players are leading the way defensively and setting the tone for what's expected for the full 200 feet of the rink, I think it makes us a better team.
Jay, what did you make of the situation with Lucic there, getting after Mike Smith?
Well, I think you saw what I saw, Ryan. And I think last series I talked about the 4 jobs in hockey. Player, coach, manager, referee. My job's to coach. And let the referees do their thing. I don't believe in airing complaints about officiating in the media.
A thought maybe on Leon Draisaitl, just 4 assists tonight and just continues to find ways to generate despite whatever he may be going through.
Well, he's healthy and available first. The second thing I would say is that he continues to make plays. He makes people around him better. You know, you bore witness what I was witness to on the bench in terms of the skill level displayed. But for me, I continue to bring it back to, are we playing the game the right way? And when your best players are +4 and checking the way they're checking, I think that serves us well as we move forward. I can hear you, Frank, anyways. Yeah.
You mentioned just all the little things that line had done, checking well. Mm-hmm. What about setting the tone in terms of your top players dictating tonight the way the game would be played?
Yeah, I think that's important. I think we set out with a game plan to assert our game on the other team, just like we do every night. I mean, we got this first goal, and we had a very good first period. But for me, I think it's mindset. And when your best players are leading the way mindset-wise and asserting our game plan on the other team, I think it bodes well for our entire game.
As a coach, though, when you put that type of talent together on one line, did you have any trepidation at all? Just because there are sort of sometimes ripple effects that go through your lineup when that happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? I think it's been together now. This would be about the 5th game since Game 6 in LA, and you know, I sprinkle them around a little bit too, and move the chess pieces around to just make sure that you know, we can keep other teams off balance and whatnot, and not understand what our rhythm is or anything like that. But I think you know, they've done a good job over those games of playing the game the right way, finishing on the positive side of the ledger, and they're driving us forward.
Evander Kane's story is well documented. What did you know about him before, and what has he shown you that's something maybe you didn't know about him in the time working with him?
Yeah, I didn't know Evander Kane at all. When Dave Manson and I came up from Bakersfield, I think he had only played 5 games in our organization at that time. So for me, what I've learned about Evander is that he's a hockey player with really good habits, really good habits. I didn't know that about him, but there's a reason why he finds success on the ice.
Jay, you got the start that obviously you wanted, and it continued on. Your star guys were there, but some of your energy guys were able to continue on. Can you talk maybe about the importance of just having more guys going, and that just, it went from line to line to line in the first period?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of good hockey players, and we got contributions from all 20 today. All 20 contributed to that win tonight. You know, and we have a belief in our players. We trust our players. We want to put them in positions to succeed, but what I liked today, and I used that word earlier with Frank, was rhythm. I liked the rhythm of our game today. I thought we were able to hand a good shift off to the next line and then hand that good shift off to the next line. We were really able to sink our teeth into that team tonight.
Can you give us a thought of your mindset? So Mike gets taken out for the concussion spotter. There's 7 minutes left. You're leading forward. Were you at all contemplating for a moment not to let him go back in, or what was the mindset to ensure he's going?
No, I mean, Mike Smith, I mean, what can I say about Mike Smith? I got asked the question earlier about Mike and, you know, the games played and whatnot. And, you know, I think when you look at the games played, he's played 28 regular season games. You add 10, that's 38. He's in midseason form right now. It's not like he's played 63 games and then you add another 10 on top of it and all the wear and tear of playing 63 games during the regular season. Mike Smith played 28 games in the regular season. Now he's at 38. And I felt he deserved that opportunity to go back in. He didn't want to get pulled out. It was beyond anybody's control. And, you know, that's why we called the timeout, was just to slow the game down so that Mike could get back in.
Jay, the goalie matchup was something that a lot of people pointed to before this series as not being in your favor. And you know, you're facing a guy that's a Vezina Trophy finalist. And I think some people have questioned Mike Smith at times. What would you say about his performance here these last couple of games and the person behind that performance?
Yeah, I would say maybe the questions came from outside our coach's room, outside our dressing room. Our team has complete faith in Mike Smith and Mikko Koskinen. We believe in our goaltenders. And as I said, you know, he missed the bulk of the first 5 months of the season. And then when he came back in, the team had a few hiccups here and there, and it was going through a tough time. So by the time he was able to get his game under control and game where he wanted it to be, you know, he really started to take off in that last month of the season. I keep going back to the number of games played. Mike Smith played 28 games in the regular season. It's not like he played 63 games in the regular season and had all that wear and tear. So for me, you know, for him to have the type of numbers that he has in this playoffs, for him to be able to contribute to our team in the manner that he's doing it, I think it's a credit to the person.
Jay, when it was 3-0, Sweeney made those two saves off Gaudreau and then Tkachuk, and then 4-0. So talk about that swing. That was critical time.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he does, right? He's someone who rises to the occasion and makes the big save at the right time. I thought we had control of the game, and for him to be good when called upon, I thought it was excellent.
Jay, one of the things that Mike, over here, one of the things that Mike talked about tonight was the lesson learned last round when you guys were up 2-1.
Yeah.
There's a maturity factor that comes to winning in the playoffs. What's your message to the group to try and take advantage this time? Yeah,
I think as you move forward, you learn those lessons. And for us, we didn't love how we played Game 4 in LA. The difference is we're at home. So that's number one. I think one of the things that we've tried to do for the last few months, and we talk a lot about returning to your emotional baseline. We're quite happy with the win tonight. I thought it was a really good team win. But that game's over with. The game number 3 is finished. We'll enjoy it for the next half hour. We can, because it's actually it's only 9 o'clock or so. It's not like it's 2 in the morning like the other night, but we'll enjoy it for a half an hour. We have a business-like approach to every single day. We believe in getting a little bit better each and every day and taking care of that day's business. So we'll have good meetings tomorrow. It'll be a recovery and reset day for us, and we will be ready for game number 4.
Jesse Puljujärvi, how would you assess his play in the playoffs?
Yeah, I thought he's been very good. He's a contributing member on a team that's up 2-1 in the second round here. I think he's feeling more and more comfortable around in the offensive zone. And I think that line that he's on with Hyman, with with Nugent Hopkins has been a real good one here in the last few games.
Jay, just over here. You get asked about a million questions about Connor McDavid, and I know you were asked a few about Leon Draisaitl tonight, but here he is just keeping pace with Connor and doing all those things that you mentioned as well. Do you think he's getting enough attention or credit league-wide for what he's doing this playoff?
Well, yeah, I have nothing but respect for what Leon's putting out there right now. It's fantastic, but I keep going to, the numbers are great, but to me, it's the drive, it's the determination, it's the willingness to play the game in the whole 200 feet of the rink that I think is contagious amongst his teammates. Yeah.
Just one question for me. Can you put words to what it felt like to be in your shoes on the bench with that scene going on around you? Part of it, I think, inspired by your own hockey club, and maybe that helped inspire you, whatever. Yeah. Your just thoughts on, that was a special scene tonight. Yeah,
I thought it was an electric atmosphere here with the best fans in the world in the middle of a playoff series with our arch rival. That building was quite loud tonight, and I don't know, I can't say what the other team would have felt in that situation, but for me, I know that our players felt buoyed by all the excitement in the building.